Hi guys, my name is Ivana and welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a very different kind of video for me. For those of you who are already my friends and who are part of my channel and a part of my life know that I am a lover of handbags, and that is what a lot of my videos are about. That and random vlogs here and there. First off, I would like to say hello to all of my family and good friends who do not know I have a YouTube channel and this part of my life. You are now going to know because I'm sending this video to all of you. I feel like all of you need to know about this experience. We've had loss in my family that happened way too early, and I think this may help some of you guys. The subject of this video is my experience and my reading from a medium who I consider a friend of mine. I was lucky enough to meet her on social media. We became friends, and now I think there is even more of a connection. She is a handbag lover as well. She's a Dooninista, so I'm going to link her channel. She's got some purse videos. She does talk a little bit about what she does, and I'm also going to put the information down below on how to contact her if you are interested in having a reading. So I'll start off by saying I was not really a skeptic because I always believed in this process. Of course, a lot of people are still skeptics. It's hard to understand how something like this can happen because we just can't understand how something like this can be. But I'm a true believer in a higher power and in spirit, and I believe that they are with us, even though they're not here with us on our earth. So this experience did not make me overcome being a skeptic because I did believe in this process to begin with, but it did confirm and solidify that my beliefs are true. I scheduled a reading with Heather. Her name is Heather Gottlieb. And the way the process works is she does it via Facebook Messenger. She says that she can do it over the phone. I believe in person too. I'm not quite sure. I'm sorry, Heather, if I don't have all of this information right. But she told me that a lot of people like to do it over Messenger because then they have the, a kind of a transcript of what happened, so you can go back and read it and go over it and kind of try to make sense of what really didn't make sense through the reading, because some of the things you have to kind of really think. Actually, some of the stuff, when I talked to my mom about it, she helped me remember some things that I didn't quite remember. So there was even more validation after the reading was over with the help of my mom. So I wanted to connect with, well, before I start with the process, when I was 29 and my father was 53, he passed away from cancer. It was a very hard time for our family, watching him go through that. And he was just too young. It was too early for him to leave us. I had a son 3 months prior, and he always wanted to be a grandfather, and he always asked my then husband and I, come on, when are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids? I want to be a grandfather. We were like, no, 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 we're not ready yet. We have things to do. We have to get our lives in order. And we waited. And unfortunately, we waited too long because he did not get to experience his grandchild and his next grandchild and then his grandchildren, my nephews, in the living world. But what I learned is he's been with them in the spirit world. And as comforting as that is, we don't get to experience him, but he gets to experience us. And it is very comforting, but He was just such a fun, full of life human being that I'm so sad that our kids, my sisters and my kids, didn't get to experience and have experiences with him, because he loved kids and he was so fun and kids loved him. And anyway, it was very, very hard, and I've always felt bad about that. So I really wanted to connect with him and see, does he see them? Does he see us? Is he proud? Is there anything he can help us with? Does he come around often? I just always wonder that stuff. So I wanted to connect with him, and I also wanted to connect with my grandmother, who was also very special to me. That would be his mother. And so when the process starts with Heather, she asks that you send a photo of the person that you want to connect with on Facebook Messenger to her 24 hours in advance. And then, 24 hours in advance of your appointment time. And so I did, and the next day she had contacted me on Messenger earlier in the day and mentioned that my father had been talking to her all day, but then she had some questions because there was a woman coming through. And so I thought that might be my grandmother, so I sent her a picture of my grandmother with me when I was a child. And she was trying to get me to remember, this woman was trying to get me to remember some sort of doll, and then it became a doll with a white hat and maybe some sort of bonnet, and I was just trying to remember, digging through pictures. And the final picture, when I finally figured it out, and I was calling my mom, but I couldn't get a hold of my mom because I had questions, and Heather really wanted me to connect this before our meeting, before our appointment. And I finally found something that triggered it for me, and this was it. This was it. It was a lamp that my grandmother had in her house, and I was always kind of afraid of that lamp. I had a nightmare. It was chasing me. It's a lamp of a woman. It's white, and she's wearing a bonnet. And that was it. I had it in different parts of my home. I still have it. It's in the basement now. I'm going to move it up to a different spot because I really feel like, well, Heather did mention that it was a very special, happy memory for my grandmother, so I want to make sure that I have it in a place where I can always see it, because I don't always see it when it's in the basement. So that right there validated a lot for me. And my grandmother was there with my father during the reading, and she very much wanted to connect with me as well. And so I think in the future I know in the future I'm going to try to connect with my grandma. When the reading started, my dad came through and he mentioned, or Heather mentioned, some symptoms of feeling sick, and then mentioned outdoor golf. And my dad was an avid golfer. It was his pastime, his passion. He loved golf. And I didn't quite connect the dots as much. I know he died of cancer, so he had an illness, but I thought I was connecting that. But when I talked to my mom later, my mom told me, yeah, don't you remember? On the day of your graduation from college, he was golfing with his friend, and he felt dizziness and chest pains and thought he was having a heart attack. So he was afraid to call me, being my mother. So his friend Gary, he had his friend call me and to tell me that he took him to the hospital. And I didn't remember that at all. That memory had completely gone out of my mind. So I didn't quite connect. But later, after talking to my mother, it validated everything 100%, because that was the first thing that Heather mentioned to me in the reading. And from there, it just went on to things that I connected with so much, and it was such a life-changing experience for me. I can't even explain the feeling that I had, because I had happiness, I had tears, I felt comforted. I didn't feel alone in the least. And it was almost like Heather wasn't even there. It was like I was talking directly to my father. And it was just, I can't even explain what a feeling this was. And I am so thankful to Heather and thankful to my dad for coming through and talking to me. He told me that I should live and that I should dance more and that I should basically not let things hold me back in life, that I need to live and enjoy life. And because before I know it, it may be over. So while I'm here, I need to enjoy it. He also told me that I need to spend more time with my sons, with my family, because you have to cherish the time that you're here, so on this earth. And I had been struggling with that because my younger son, he's been so busy with everything and he hasn't been around much, and I feel like I'm bothering him, so I don't always call him, and I'm the type to want to leave people alone when they're busy, and I don't want to bother them. I don't want to be a burden. So he told me bother him. He told me to tell him to appreciate family and to make sure that he tells me and I tell him and the rest of my family how much I love them and care about them, because it may be the last chance you get. And so I learned some good lessons through this reading as well. Some things that really opened my eyes. He told me not to feel bad about not having children earlier. It's not my fault. I couldn't have known. He apologized for leaving too early. He thinks I needed him. As tough as I like to think I am, I did. I was going through a very tough time in my life. But I didn't know how tough it was. It was to come a couple years down the road. But I'm sure he was there somehow helping me through the whole thing, and I didn't even know it because somehow I made it through. I want to tell all of you guys that if you are a skeptic, and if you truly don't believe in something like this, maybe give it a chance. What harm can it do? If you're a skeptic, you won't know for sure until you actually experience it, because something may happen during and you'd be, oh my gosh, how can this be true? How can this person that doesn't even really know me very well know this much? And the interesting thing is their personalities come through. It was pretty amazing, because now I know that my dad is here, and I know that he's with me when I'm chilling watching TV. I know he's with me during tough times, and it's a comfort. It's really a comfort, because you just don't, I guess I can't explain it. You know how we're afraid of getting sick, we're afraid of death, we just want to live forever. I kind of have this feeling now like there's another place, and it's not as bad as we think. It's different. It's not on Earth. You're not here with the people you know right now, but you'll be connected again with your loved ones who you miss so much. So I I am so grateful. Thank you so much, Heather. I highly recommend Heather Gottlieb and her services, her gift. I really believe that she has a gift and she's sharing it with us. So if you are at all interested in connecting with loved ones who have gone away and who've crossed over, and you want to reconfirm that they know you're okay, they're helping you, and you just want to talk to them again, I highly recommend Heather. She was so nice throughout the whole process. She helped kind of help me to understand how it works beforehand, and she was just so nice, and she's such a genuine, beautiful person. I am so blessed to have met her and to have been given this gift from her. And so I just want to share with all you guys, if you were ever interested in this, I'm going to link her information down in the description box below, and you can contact her for a reading. And she does, I believe she does 15-minute readings as well as half-hour readings. I don't know if she does 1-hour readings, but if you contact her, she can give you all of the information. So yeah, that's been my experience with my reading with medium Heather Gottlieb. And if you're interested in learning more, feel free to check out her channel. And she's also got a Facebook group. I believe if you want to learn more about this process or anything, you can ask to join her Facebook group. It's a closed group, but just ask to join and learn about this thing that we don't quite understand here on Earth. I believe in it 100%. So that is my story. That's my experience. I'm very happy to share with you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below, or contact me via my email. I'll be happy to answer any questions, or feel free to contact Heather. So thanks, guys. I hope you have a great weekend and a great week and a great day, and take care. Thanks for watching.